want you to picture this moment. There's a big boat. It's a big cruise ship. All these people are on it. And boom, hits an iceberg, okay, Titanic style. And the boat starts going down. And the life rafts on one side of the boat, for whatever reason, maybe there's high seas or something, they start filling up with water and they're dragging the boat under the water. Instead of helping, they're a drag. But the people who are in charge of the boat, they look at the lifeboats and they say, that's going to be our way out. We need those lifeboats. But you're standing there on the deck looking at them saying, no, we have to cut the lifeboats loose. But the people who are in charge of the boat say, no, that's such a bridge too far, then we'll never have lifeboats. And essentially, in a bid to save themselves, the people who are running the boat are actually going to doom everybody. That is our government. That is the GOP. In a bid to kind of keep things normal, hey, let's not rock the boat, pardon the pun. Let's just let the boat go down. We are $33 trillion in debt. Did you know, I want you to wrap your mind around this. You know our military budget is gigantic, right? It's huge. Bigger than the next several countries combined. Huge military budget. The interest on our debt now exceeds our military budget. What am I saying? We have a 45-day funding bill. And of course, we got rolled. Democrats got virtually everything they wanted, with the exception of Ukraine funding, which they're going to get in the end anyway. They got everything. And Republicans are all hand-wringing. Oh, what should we have done? Should we have taken the border money? Did Matt Gaetz screw it up? All these other things. This should have been an all-hands-on-deck meeting to cut the lifeboats because the ship is going down. And instead, 90 Republicans voted against it in the House, only 9 in the Senate. For the most part, Democrats and Republicans came together once again to keep those lifeboats right where they are. It all seems so predictable, doesn't it? And for people like you, for people like me, who understand history, and we understand where this is going, it's horrific to watch. This country can still be saved if drastic, dire action is taken now. And no one wants to take it. And I think about this a lot because every time I read a history book or I watch a documentary, I was watching another one this weekend on some various empire. This one was the Ottomans. On any various empire towards the end as they start to crumble, as they start to fall. And you look back with 20/20 hindsight on the nation and you say to yourself, man, this point right here, if right at this point right here, they could have stopped everything and switched it around, done a 180 and headed the other direction. They could have saved it. And yet, nobody did. They didn't do it. And this is empire after empire after empire after empire throughout history. There's always a moment, a thing they could do to save it. And they never do it. And that's what we see now. And that's what the Republican Party really is, honestly. So let me spoil something for you. What this is 45 days. 45 days of funding the government. So essentially, they have 45 days now to buckle down, all hands on deck, everybody get here, and let's figure out how to save this country from the $33 trillion in debt that will slam into it like a hydrogen bomb. Instead, they've already scheduled 6 weeks off during that time. You see, after 45 days, Mr. Producer, go ahead and write this one down. Go ahead and put a timestamp on it. 45 days from this day right now, we will be giving you a show, bringing you a show right here on I'm Right. Unless that's a weekend, I don't have a calendar in front of me. But 45 days from this moment right now, we will be here bringing you a show discussing the next temporary funding bill the GOP came together with Democrats to fund. You can write that down, etch it in stone. If they had a bet on that in Vegas, you should bet your life savings on it. It is a guarantee because the lifeboats must remain where they are, guaranteeing all of us are going down in flames. So please don't ask me to sit here and give a crap about the Matt Gaetz and Kevin McCarthy speakership fight.
Are you going to make a motion to vacate?
Speaker McCarthy made an agreement with House conservatives in January, and since then he has been in brazen, repeated material breach of that agreement. I do intend to file a motion to vacate against Speaker McCarthy this week. I think we need to rip off the Band-Aid. I think we need to move on with new leadership that can be trustworthy.
Okay. McCarthy shot back with this. It's a war of words now.
Yeah. There is a lot to get to with you. I want to start, though, on the news this morning from Congressman Matt Gaetz, who says he's going to seek a motion to vacate. He's going to try to oust you as Speaker of the House.
Well, that's nothing new. He's tried to do that from the moment I ran for office. Look.
Well, this time he says he's going to keep going. May not get there before the 15th ballot, but it took 15 for Kevin McCarthy. He says he's coming for you. Can you survive?
Yes, I'll survive. You know, this is personal with Matt, and so be it. Bring it on. Let's get over with it, and let's start governing. If he's upset because he tried to push us in a shutdown, and I made sure government didn't shut down, then let's have that fight.
I don't care. You two can fight. Vacate it. Don't vacate it. Who's saving my country? And look, part of the reason I don't care is I don't have any hope in any of these people. They just screwed us again. What's the big story of the weekend? The one everyone was talking about, the new shiny object. Jamaal Bowman, that idiot communist from New York, he commits a felony on videotape. One, he's the dumbest human being in the history of the United States Congress, and that's saying something. Not because he pulled the fire alarm, and not because of his lame excuse that I didn't know it was a fire alarm. All those are predictable. Okay, he's a commie piece of trash and also a liar. That's all very predictable. He's the dumbest person in the history of the world for not realizing the United States Capitol is the most surveilled area in the world. You can't go take a dump in the United States Capitol without the security services there giving you an accurate rundown on how it went for you. Everything is on videotape in that place. And yet the sitting congressman from New York, one of the sitting congressmen from New York, actually believed he could get away with just pulling the fire alarm and no one wouldn't find out. But honestly, none of this matters anyway. This goes back to my none of this matters anyway. Because, okay, that's a member of the House immediately committing a felony on video. It's black, white. There's no arguing. It's not left, right, middle, not Democrat, Republican, communist, anti-communist. It's on videotape. What should we be doing today? What should have already been done today? Jamaal Bowman should have been expelled from the House of Representatives, placed under arrest, and sent to prison. But let me spoil something for you. None of those things are going to happen. Jamaal Bowman is not going to get expelled from the House. He's not going to go to prison. Why? Because the Department of Justice is wholly run by the communists in this country. You don't have any power federally in this nation anymore, which is why you need to retreat to a red state. But we're not going there right now. That's reason number one. He's not going to be charged. And two, you try to get Republicans to stand for something, and this is what you get out of Republicans every single time.
I was really appalled of watching Democrats' actions today to delay it to get to a shutdown. But when we found that an individual elected to Congress would pull a fire alarm, that's a new low. We watched how people have been treated if they've done something wrong in this Capitol. It'll be interesting to see how he is treated on what he was trying to obstruct when it came to the American public.
Can you imagine how scared Jamaal Bowman must be right now? We just pointed out the hypocrisy. Whoa! He's in trouble now, guys. The GOP just pointed out the double standard and the hypocrisy. Buckle up, Jamaal. Gonna be a rough time for you. He ain't going anywhere.